mentality or how we've been grown up, right? You mentioned about your parents also coming versus your in-laws coming. So do you see a difference when it is your parents coming and difference as in like, you can say anything to your parents and it's easy because they will not feel bad about it, and this that level of kind of adjustment or understanding, right? You have to be a little mindful when it comes to in-laws, because of course it's like it's a relationship that you've built up after say 20-25 years of you're growing up. So do you
Yeah.
see that difference as well now, since like of course they are coming so often and staying with you?
It was a lot in the beginning,
Mhm.
and it was more so because, after I got married, we just came here. So I never actually had lived with my in-laws. So
Yeah.
I only know them. I would say I only met them a few times before we got married. So yeah, in the beginning, it was a big difference. Yeah, e- of course, I was a lot more formal. I was a lot worried. Ki, how am I gonna do things? Will they
Mhm.
like this or not? To be careful about what you're saying. But as they come more often, we've had our share of fights, we've had our share
Yeah.
of moments, and you start to understand each other more. Oh,
Yeah.
this they also understand that was not the intent of why so
Right.
and such things were said. And we also know, you also understand, oh, this is their way of doing things. It's not
Right.
they're not
Right.
doing it to annoy me
Yes.
or someone else. It's just how they do. So it's gotten less over
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in the beginning it was a lot. Like I would be like, "Oh my God, it's so easy. मेरी मम्मी होती तो."
Right. Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah. या आई
but
थिंक या सिंपल थिंग्स राइट, मतलब कई बार होता है कि यार खाना बनाने का मन नहीं है, मम्मी को बोल दिया हम मैं नहीं बना रही आप बना लो, राइट? बट आई थिंक विद द मदर इन लॉ यू कांट, मतलब इफ इवन इफ शी विल नॉट टेक इट रॉन्ग, बट आप नहीं बोल पाते हो, लाइक यू विल फील कि यार वो कैसे, हाउ विल शी फील अबाउट इट, राइट? सो दोस काइंड ऑफ या थिंग्स, यस।
yeah, हमारे यहाँ actually, I mean, I have a very unique situation. So
या
my mother-in-law, she loves to work, like in the
या
sense, उनका routine होता है, just get up at 6:30, do everything in the kitchen that needs to be done, फटाफट खाना बनाया, and be done by 9. And I am like, oh, 9 बजे तो आँख मिलते हुए उठ रहे हैं वीकेंड पे कि भई अभी चाय
राइट, या
पिएँगे, करेंगे।
या
And so for her, I has to be like, okay, don't do anything, right? I do it. I don't want you to do anything. So that's where the conflict would be. She would be like, oh, मैं इनकी laundry भी कर देती हूँ, मैं इनकी cleaning भी कर देती हूँ, मैं इनकी dishes भी कर देती हूँ. And I would be like, नहीं, this is not why you're here. I don't need you to do any of these things. So हमारा conflict वहाँ होता था कि भाई me telling them, don't do it.
या
Not like,
या
how do I tell her to do
या
it? Like,
या
please don't do it.
Yeah, yeah, no, well, valid point as well.
So
Exactly. Like, but it can be the other way. Like, why are
it
you
can
not
be the
letting me
other way.
do
For a
it?
lot of people, it is the other way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, the other thing is ki, when you decided, or when, it was like the thing that your parents and, your in-laws would start coming and living with you 6 months and 6 months, what kind of a discussion or the thought process went with you and your husband about it, right? Of course you might would have discussed about it, and because that's like something you'll have to tell your kids also, that now you'll have your grandparents coming and living with you, and so was it a big discussion, or it was very kind of normal? Oh well, they'll come and they'll live, and it was normal for him to also accept that your parents would also be coming, not just his parents, for your husband?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it doesn't really bother him
Mhm,
because they're not home.
mhm.
They're out. They leave in the morning. He leaves in the morning, comes back at night. It's like, okay, खाना बना हुआ है, dinner बना हुआ है, everybody's happy. That's it. Doesn't have to
Yeah,
deal with the
yeah,
um daily chick chick as we call. But there was no discussion as such. I don't
mm,
even know अगर हमारे Indian culture में people have these discussions. I mean, it's an accepted fact. Yeah, they're coming. Okay, fine, they're coming. Like
yeah,
I have friends, I have friends, like Caucasian friends and other Asian friends. And when we talk with them, they're like, no, we discuss, oh,
Yeah.
they're coming. It's going to disrupt this routine. It's going to disrupt this routine. And
Yeah.
I don't think we ever had any of those conversations.
Yeah.
It was a known fact that they're coming.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
yes, they're coming, and that's it. You just deal with it day to day.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, kids
Yeah.
would be excited. They're coming. They're more excited initially because, oh, they're gonna get gifts and they're gonna bring so and so many things. And
Yeah.
slowly they would fall in the rhythm.
Yeah.
They want us to do this and they want us to do this. But yeah, no such discussions, honestly.
Yeah, no, but I would say, it's a very good culture that you're imbibing in your kids as well, which is like, it's normal to live with your parents, or
Yeah.
like especially I would not say in the American society, but getting into Indian society also कि यार हमें अलग रहना है या so ये एक culture देखना है, especially in a society जो known है, like American society known है कि parents के साथ नहीं रहते kids, right?
Yeah.
So where there your kids seeing, and they're both are like American born and America, so उन्होंने वो, of course their friends would be like those only, right? जिनके grandparents साथ नहीं रह रहे. So I think this is a very good culture that you're imbibing in your kids also, कि it is normal to stay with your parents, or and like we are staying with our parents, so इसमें कोई ऐसा it's abnormal thing नहीं है. But like then this, and then I would also want to know your mantra, right? I mean, this is such a good thing that today's generation would also want to know. So what is your mantra to one staying calm with three generations in the same household, and as you said, your husband is the biggest kid that you have to kind of deal with, and also adjusting, and it's the it's not just the pressure, I would say pressure, but it's like at times you have to have your professional commitments also, then you have your personal commitments, then the kids का अपना चल रहा है, वो सब कुछ देखना, plus the parents, as you rightly said, उनका अब age ऐसा हो गया है where uh, they don't want to admit कि they are now getting dependent, right? But
Yeah.
that they are getting dependent, right? So what is your mantra to deal with all this, and what is what you would want to have the new generation who's getting onto it to what are do's and don'ts, I would say, right? I mean, in that sense.
See, I mean, I think again, it's different for everybody, but हाँ, मैं दिन में एक बार ही मैं जरूर चिल्लाती हूँ, चाहे हस्बैंड पे, चाहे बच्चों पे, चाहे अपने पेरेंट्स पे. It's just you're renting out. नहीं, jokes apart. I think just so again, the understanding that okay, you have to deal with all this, the kids, the husband, the parents, right? Because at the end of the day, when everybody's coming back home, and even when I was working, it's it was me who had to be like, okay, who needs what? um but to have it run smoothly, you have to sort of set boundaries that आप ये कर सकते हो, बच्चों के लिए you can do this, I will do this. And then give space कि अगर if somebody wants to do something else, then not just getting mad at them for doing it. Let them just do it. Clear communication. कई बारी, at least I've seen, आपने कुछ बोला है, and the kids took it in a different way, and that's not what you asked them. And so just making it clear this is not what you meant. And I think it happens more with the parents rather than the kids,
Yeah.
where you'll have argument because there's misunderstanding. Oh, you said this and you said that. So just clear communication that this is not what I meant. And don't I also think don't hold on to any grudges. Just
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
happen. Things happen all the time. I mean, just let it go. Just be like, okay, ठीक है, हो गया, fine, move on. That's something. And then doing at least doing things where you can involve both your parents and the kids together. and they all can have fun, because aaj ke
Mhm.
time mein I feel everybody is into I mean, the kids are doing their stuff, right? We are doing our stuff, and then the parents, they feel ki kya kare. For them, it's the biggest change. They have left
Right,
everything back home, their social circle, their life, and they've come
right,
here, and it's foreign to them, even though they come so often. So
right.
trying to find things that they can be involved and the kids will enjoy too. Like sometimes we play board games and we'll be like, okay, we'll call Dadu Dadi or Nanu Nani will also join in. Yeah, my parents love to play cards. So when they come, the
Mhm,
kids will play cards with them. So things like that where they all feel they're involved, they're having fun.
mhm.
But then also explaining to them ki if the kids want to do something by themselves, if they want to watch TV and not have anybody join them, that's fine too. You don't have
Yeah.
to do everything together.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's of course that's very relevant, and that makes sense. So, really appreciate you talking to us about this topic, Nidhi, and I really loved talking to you. Something
Sure. Thank you,
I'm taking
Sukanda.
back as well, because all we all are on the same boat, right? I mean, we have parents and who are getting off to that age as well, where it's more that they will not say it, but they need our attention. So I think this is a great message that privacy is one maintaining privacy and taking care of the kids can go, and taking care of parents, excuse me, can go both hand in hand. It doesn't need to be like one or the other. So, and you have a duty towards your parents as well that you should always try to fulfill. So thank you so much, Nidhi, for your time, and really appreciate you talking to us about it. But as I said in the beginning as well, we will be talking many more topics, and I will be looking forward to talking to you on much more topics. Probably, like, once, maybe one time we'll talk about your experience as a senior scientist researcher, right? I mean, that's something that, of course, there would be a lot of people out there who would want to learn from your experience and kind of get from there. So, yeah, I mean, I already have an episode in mind.
Thank you, Saganda. It was lovely chatting with you too. I mean, and all the best for your podcast. It's really fun to listen to all these topics, and thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you and take care. Have a good one. Bye.
You too. Bye bye.